So welcome back to Burn and Barrel, and today we're going to be doing a kind of a different review. Not in terms of like, we're not going to do whiskey or anything like that, because we are. But this is going to be a first for at least me, and I believe the first for this channel, the reviews that I've done. I don't think I've ever done one of these. But today we're going to be reviewing an Irish whiskey today. So I've typically done everything kind of American, so American single malts, bourbons, whiskeys, like all that kind of stuff usually has originated in the United States. The only one that hasn't was, I think I reviewed it, but was a German single malt. I have a German single malt. I don't remember if I reviewed it or not, but if I did, I believe that's the only other one that I believe has been out of the country. Everything else has been here in the US. So, yeah, so this is just gonna be another one of the kind of like an international debut for Ireland. So this is gonna be an Irish whiskey review. So for one, I will preface, I'm not like a big Irish whiskey person. Not that I don't like it, it's just not something I usually gravitate towards, not something that I usually pick up or go buy or anything like that. It's just how it is. I'm not like drawn to, and I'm the same way with Scotch. Like I'll see Scotch in the stores and I'll pass them by, but like I don't really do a lot of research into them. I don't really look into them. Like it's just not a subgenre of whiskey that I gravitate towards a lot. Which is funny considering I'm very Scotch-Irish in my heritage. So those are the ones that I don't really tend to a lot. Do I want to change that? Yeah, I kind of do, just because there's so many Irish and Scotches out there that I am just missing by just being ignorant about it and not actively trying to learn. So, and kind of train my palate to get those different flavors. So I wanted to try this out. So I saw this at a Costco near me, so I got it. So this is a Redbreast 12. So this is the one we're going to be reviewing today. It is, obviously by the name, it is a Irish whiskey that's aged 12 years, and it is finished in 3 different barrels. So you've got the typical barrel that it comes in. I believe it comes with a regular oak cask. I don't remember what the oak cask is. If it's just like I believe it's just the normal one. Then I believe it is then finished in sherry. I'm trying to see if it's in here. It is finished in a sherry barrel, and then it's finished, and I believe, I want to say Spanish oak, but I could be wrong. But I do know that it's finished in its original barrel, or aged its original barrel, then it's finished in a sherry barrel, and then it's finished in some sort of oak barrel. I want to say it's a Spanish oak barrel, but I don't know that for sure. So don't quote me on that. But I do know it is triple finished. That's what I originally was, that was what originally kind of brought me into this, just because I saw it was Irish, but then I saw the extra complexity they've added to it, and so I was very interested to see what it was going to be like. So this is just the bottle. I'll let you kind of read the label a little bit. There you go, read the back. It's kind of greenish, so you can't really tell color, but you can see it more on here. We'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, the bottle, like I said, this is obviously a product of Ireland. Let me see if I can see where it's from in Ireland. It's imported through Pernod Ricard. Hope I sounded that right, from New York. So that's where it is imported from. It is distilled, if I can find it. I don't know if it will say. It doesn't look like it says, but you can look up, Middleton, Ireland is maybe what it is. But you can look it up. You can see where Redbreast is from. So if you want to find that out. So yeah, that's kind of the thing about this bottle. So I think that's all there is to it. It's a single pot still, 80 proof. So it's a 40% alcohol by volume. So that's the thing and that's one of the things I don't like it's not that I hate them, it's just I prefer like my whiskeys to be a little bit higher proof, like upwards of like upper 90s, maybe low upper 90s to about 120, like in the 1 teens, maybe 115 or so. That's like a good sweet spot for me. Anything over that has the chance, not all the time, but has the chance of getting to be too much, too overpowering. Just depends on how well it's done. I do have some that are over 120 that I love, but it just depends on the bottle. But then I have some that are under like 95 proof, I would say, and if it's under 95, for the most part, like it's good. It can be good. It's just at that point, it just feels lacking. Like it feels watery. It feels, I don't know. It just doesn't have a lot of depth of flavor to it. But I think with this being triple finished, we could have some interesting things come through here, which is why I got it to kind of try that. So let's just get right into the glass here. So the original thing I was saying was like the bottle is green, so you can't really tell color, so we can look at it here. And I think this is a normal thing. Like I said, I'm not experienced with Scotches or Irish, which they both kind of are in the same area of the world, so it's going to be similar in terms of like how they age and how they look. So I think typically that you're going to have a lighter color on these, even if this is a 12-year. Now, if this was a 12-year Kentucky, this thing would be like oil type color. Like it'd be very like oil, dark, like kind of thing. This one is definitely lighter, even lighter than maybe like a 2-year product that I've seen from Kentucky. But it's just because I think of the climate in Ireland. So I don't think it has anything to do with it being less than or anything like that. And besides, this is also 80 proof, so it's not anything like 90 something or 100. So there is a higher water content here versus alcohol. So that could be why. But anyway, so we've got that coloring. It's nice and light, but I'm excited to try it. So let's just get right into the nose. So I'm getting, this definitely is different. Obviously, of course it is, but like what I'm saying is I smell a lot of different whiskeys in my time, and this is just definitely something different to it. It's got a lot of fruit notes I'm getting, like appley, like orange, like grape, like apple, oranges, grapes kind of thing. Get nothing dark. Maybe a little honey as like a sweetness. Like it's very fresh and light. But the thing is like the smell itself has some good quality, like has some decent strength to it. But all the notes are lighter. Like it's all light kind of flavors. So like I said, apples, oranges, grape, like a little bit of a honey in there. I dare even say a little bit of chocolatey type thing. I'm not sure if this is a single malt or if it's like malted. I'm not sure what grain this is. I believe it's barley, but I could be wrong. I want to say it's barley, like malted barley and regular barley. I think it's a mix. I remember reading this somewhere, and I could be wrong, but feel free to look it up. I believe this is a malted barley, so that kind of malty kind of note kind of comes through with the chocolatey. Like I said, a little slight chocolate and honey, a whole different medley of fruits. Like it's nice. I like this. Again, it's not like I'm blowing my socks off in terms of like the strength of it, but there's nothing dark about this besides the chocolatiness a little bit. It's nice and light, airy, and very refreshing, honestly. I really like it. I don't get a lot of like strawberry-ish that we kind of get with the sherry. But maybe it's kind of just getting dispersed in those other fruit notes. I don't know. So let's, that's enough of the nosing. I think it smells great. So I'm kind of excited for this. So let's see what it's like. Okay. So for me, on the front, I get like a little, like it's very light. Again, it's an 80 proofer, so I can't like be like, oh my goodness, like I can't expect so much out of this. Yeah, I get a typical like I've had a couple Irish whiskeys before, and they all have that kind of typical note on the front. I cannot describe it, and I don't know what it is, but it definitely tastes like an Irish whiskey. I don't know how to explain it, but it does. Like I get a little bit, like a little bit of a toasty note. Like the palate is very different from the nose. Like I'm not getting a lot of similarity between the two. Like I get a little bit of a fruit, like a little bit of that like fruit medley I talked about earlier on the front. But really, I get like a toasty note on there and a little earthy, a little toasted note and a little bit of fruit. But then once I get to the finish, I get strictly just like a toasted earth type thing. Not like dirt, but like just earthy, like a little bit like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think what this comes down to is personal taste. Obviously, with all whiskeys, it of course comes down to personal taste. For me, considering this is one of the few Irish whiskeys I've had in my life, it is not something I'm used to in terms of flavor profile, the kinds of flavors, the strength, the proof, like all of this stuff I'm just not used to. And so while I think it's good, do I prefer it? Not really. Like I think it's good, don't get me wrong. I do like this bottle. And I think if you were into Irish whiskey more than I am, you would really like this bottle because I think there's some interesting stuff here. But for me, I just don't think my palate is trained yet and is acclimated to something like this. I just don't think it is. Now, if I had this and like 5 other Irish whiskeys that I sip semi-regularly, yeah, I think I'd maybe get more notes out of it or appreciate it more. But for me, this is a below average whiskey to me. I am not sitting here and saying that this, which is about a $70-ish bottle, I'm not sitting here and saying that this bottle you should not get. I'm just saying that if you are not into Irish whiskey, I wouldn't go straight for something like this. Because this is, I believe, once I get more into Irish whiskeys, or if I get more Irish whiskeys, that I can appreciate this a lot more. But for right now, considering this is one of the first that I've really sat down with an Irish whiskey, like it just doesn't hit as some of these, like even some basic, like I think I would almost prefer Buffalo Trace over something like this. Just because those kind of notes on a Buffalo Trace or any of like a bottled and bond bourbon is something I'm more used to and enjoy rather than this. Now, is this bad whiskey whatsoever? No. I think this is great whiskey. I think it's been well made. It's well put together. I think the notes I'm getting are good. It's just, I'm not used to it. I'm just not. So, I like it a little bit differently than this. So this is kind of just a little odd for me right now. So for me right now, it's gonna get a 4 just because of how I'm not used to it. That is, again, not to say that overall this is a 4. For me, it's a 4. So I don't take this with a lot of weight like my review. If you are big in Irish whiskey, then your review is a whole lot more valuable to people than mine because I'm a very beginner when it comes to Irish whiskey. But I will say, as somebody who is an avid rye single malt bourbon enjoyer, that this is just not up my avenue right now. Will that change? It probably will, and I'll probably be able to appreciate this a lot more down the road. Just for right now, it's just kind of falling a little flat for me. So again, 4 out of 10 for me, a little below average in terms of comparing to other bourbons. Now, in terms of Irish, I have no point of reference, so I couldn't give you a proper review in terms of my Irish experiences. So maybe one day I can revisit this once I've had a few more Irish whiskeys and we can re-review it and see if it's improved. So, but I think that's going to be it for me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Like I said, I hope you have enjoyed me tasting this. I recommend you getting this if you do like Irish. If you don't and you're not and you're wanting to get into it, I don't think this is a good bottle to get into at first just because it is $70. And I think this is one of those that you would enjoy a lot more once you get into them. But for just starting out like me, I would recommend getting this. I am happy I got it just so I can try it, but I do recognize that at this point I probably need to acclimate to other Irish whiskeys before I try to do something like this, which is more of a big dog in terms of Irish whiskey. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review. So as always, you can leave a comment down below whether you like this bottle or if you're even into Irish whiskeys at all. Also be sure to check out the description for a summarized version of this review. And be sure to check out these videos on screen, as these are some other reviews that I've done and I think you might enjoy as well. So yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time here on Burn and Barrel.